Hari Om. I'm going to talk today about the material life and the spiritual life. The material life, as per yoga, is about desires and ego. The sensory desires, sensory pleasures that we seek in our life. The dominance of that and the dominance of I, me and mine. And the spiritual life is when this me and mine, the sensory desires and ego, when they don't form a significant part of my life, that's when the life starts becoming spiritual. A very beautiful story, traditional story in India, in yogic culture, story of a demon. His name was Bhasmasur. This Bhasmasur wanted to become the most powerful and rich king. So he asked his group of ministers and some intellectuals in his kingdom and his guru also, whose name was Shukracharya. He asked them how to become very rich and how to become very powerful. Shukracharya told him that, look, you can go with winning this kingdom, fighting war with this king, that king, then doing your business, selling your products to that kingdom, making more money and all of that. But it will take a long time. Better than that is, why don't you worship Shiva, Lord Shiva? Because if Shiva becomes happy with you, he can just give you some blessings and that blessing will make you most powerful. And why are you talking about earth? You can even become the master of the universe. Bhasmasur liked that idea. He said, wow, that sounds really good. He started worshipping Shiva. To chant every day, getting up early in the morning. Then after a few years, he started standing into the water, giving hardships, austerities, so that Shiva will have compassion early. And he did it for more than 13, 14, 15 years. Day and night, he was chanting the mantra of Shiva. One fine day, Shiva sitting in Kailash, his abode, he heard the prayers of Bhasmasur. And he was not aware of the intentions of Bhasmasur. He just thought that Bhasmasur is so dedicated and so devoted and so humble. I have to go and answer his prayers. So Shiva came down. He said to Bhasmasur, oh my dear child, I am so happy with your prayers, with your chanting, with your dedication, with your austerities. I want to give you a boon. Ask what you want. This is exactly the moment that Bhasmasur was waiting for. And he had thought about it. It was difficult for him to get the boon of immortality. But what he asked from Shiva, Lord Shiva, was, he said to Shiva that, oh Master, give me a blessings which will make me powerful, so powerful that if I keep my hand on anything, it will burn to ashes. Shiva thought, oh, just a small thing. But pay attention, what Bhasmasur asked. He said, anything that exists in this universe, if I lay my hands on it, it should burn to ashes. And Shiva granted him that power. The moment he got that power, he was so happy. Shiva left. Shiva thought that yes, he did his austerities and I granted him what he wanted. So that's it. But no, the problem started there. He became so powerful. No one would go close to him. He killed so many people with his power. He destroyed kingdoms. He killed kings. And in a very short period of time, he got all that wealth. He captured the wealth and he became very powerful. He became the most powerful king on the earth. But his ambition did not stop there. He asked his guru, now what can I do to become the master of the universe? And his guru told him that, look, Shiva is the master of the universe right now. If you can defeat Shiva, or you can put your hands on his head, he'll be burned to ashes, and then there will be no one who will stop you from becoming the master of the universe. Bhasmasur liked that idea and said, wow, let me do that. So he started searching for Shiva. The news came to Lord Shiva that Bhasmasur is trying to find him and he wants to keep his hand on the head of Shiva. Now, Lord Shiva started thinking, said, my blessings that I gave to him, my boon, that the power that I bestowed upon him, I really can't stop it because it's given to him. So if he puts his hand on my head, I'll be no more. So he didn't know what to do because he didn't have the solution. And then he was thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And one day the news came that this Bhasmasur is around the corner and is searching for Shiva. Now there was no choice, no option but to flee. So Shiva ran away. Bhasmasur started chasing him. Shiva was running. Bhasmasur was following him. Shiva could not think what to do. Until he thought that, oh, he has a friend. His name is Vishnu. Maybe he can seek Vishnu's help. So he came to Vishnu's house, knocked the door. Vishnu opened the door and he was very happy to see his friend Shiva. He said, oh, my friend, come in, you are most welcome. Shiva said, I am in a difficult situation, and he narrated the story quickly, what has happened. Vishnu smiled and he said, my dear friend, don't you worry. Go hide in the room. I will take care of this Bhasmasur. And it's not difficult to defeat him. Don't worry. You're safe here. Shiva trusted the statement of his friend Vishnu. And he went and he was hiding inside. After a while, this Bhasmasur came. And this Bhasmasur probably thought that he should check if Shiva is there in this big palace. So he knocked the door. Now the door was opened not by Vishnu but by a very beautiful girl. And when this Bhasmasur saw that beautiful girl, he was completely out of his mind. He was like, wow, who are you? What's your name? Actually, I am looking for Shiva. The girl said, my name is Mohini. But why do you want to find Shiva? He said, Shiva, oh, forget about it. You tell me about yourself. And then that Mohini, that beautiful girl, started talking to this Bhasmasur. And the more she talked, the more he got involved in that discussion and he even forgot why he was there. He fell in love with her while he was talking. Her voice, her appearance, everything just mesmerized this Bhasmasur. And he even asked her, look, I am the most powerful king of the earth. There's no one who can challenge me. Why don't you marry me? You will also become the queen. Mohini, she thought for a while and she said, she was a very intelligent girl, thought for a while and she said to Bhasmasur, your proposal is good, sounds good to me. That made Bhasmasur very happy. He was super excited. He said, wow. So let's get married. She said, hang on. I have a little condition. If you complete that condition, I'll certainly marry you. And Bhasmasur said, what's that condition? Tell me. She said, it's not difficult. You can easily do that. He said, what's that? She said, look, I like dancing. You have to dance with me. If you dance with me, then I will marry you. He said, oh, it's that simple. No problem. I want to dance now. So I have to just finish this condition. She said, okay, as you wish. Now, she was a very good dancer. She started dancing. And then this Bhasmasur started following her as she was dancing, as her graceful movements, rhythmic movements hypnotized Bhasmasur. And he just forgot everything. He was just following her. And in one of those dance moves, this very intelligent girl, Mohini, she just put her own hand on her own head. And Bhasmasur was repeating. So he also put his own hand on his own head. And the result, he was burned to ashes. The Mohini turned into Vishnu. And Vishnu called for Shiva. Says, my friend, come out. Shiva opened the door. Says, where is Bhasmasur? Vishnu smiled, said, look, he has destroyed himself. He's burned himself to ashes. This is a symbolic story of how the desires and ego blinds us. Our life that is influenced or dominated by desires, sensory pleasures, and dominated by ego, me and mine, blinds us, brings suffering and pain, and that ultimately destroys us. It destroys our relationships, it destroys our mental peace, destroys our physical health, destroys economies, destroys Mother Nature, promotes violence. And that's why yoga takes a very serious view of material life. There's another story of this same material life, and then this story has two parts. One part is material life and the second part is spiritual life. The first part, the material life part of this story, there were two friends. They were very good friends. Both wanted to become very rich and wanted to have a lot of power. Of course, they also had a mentor, a guru, and the guru again said the similar things. Look, if you go with traditional system, it will take you years. You will have to work very hard. You will have to start something, some good business, and then some unique business, and then you will have to dedicate yourself fully to that, and then after a few years, you may become rich. But they thought, is there any other way? The guru said, yeah, sure. You can worship the God, maybe Shiva or maybe Vishnu, whosoever you like. And if the God becomes happy, then he'll come down and he'll bless you. They liked this idea. Before they started their chanting and their prayers, they made a list of what they want. Oh, I want this $1 billion, I want this big cars, I want this big properties, and I want this big private jets and whatnot. They had all of that list. And then they started chanting. They used to keep talking to each other. Oh, what point you are. Oh, how much you have done. And many years passed. Oh, 12, 13, 14 years. And then one fine day the God came down from heaven because he was impressed with the dedication of both of these young men. So he came down and he went to the first of the two. And he said to that young man, said, my dear child, open your eyes. I'm God in front of you. And I'm so happy to see you, happy to meet you. Ask what you want. The boy was very happy. He said, wow, now I'm going to fulfill all my desires. So he said to God that, God, look, I have a list of desires. But I want to ask you something more important. Have you seen my friend, or are you going to meet him after me? Or are you not going to meet him? God said, look, he is also equally sincere like you. So I came to you first, but after you finish, after I give you what you want, I'm going to go to him and I'm going to give him also what he wants. So this first friend started thinking, so my other friend is also going to get it. Okay, he made his decision and he said to God, God, please, I'm not going to take your time. Just give me double of what my friend will ask you. Things started here. God said, really? Do you want to have 2 times of what your friend is going to ask me? You don't even know what your friend is going to ask. This guy said, no, I know his list. And I want a bit more and bit better than him. God said, okay, as you wish. Have you made up your mind? Think again. He said, no, I'm done. Please grant me the wish. God said, okay, here you go. Whatever your friend is going to ask, you are going to get double of that. I said, okay. This guy was very happy. He said, wow, now I'm going to be double rich. I will have everything more beautiful than my friend. That's it. Okay. God went to his friend. And again the same thing. Oh, my dear child, I'm God in front of you. Open your eyes. This guy opened his eyes, saw, was very happy. Said, oh God, thank you for coming. But I have a long list. Can you give me all of that? God said, yeah, I'm there to help you. Say, okay. Started asking one by one. Every time he asked something, he checked with his friend. He asked the God, how much my friend has got. Asked for one big property on the beach. How much my friend got. The property is 2 times more beautiful and 2 times bigger. This guy was surprised. I want 1 Ferrari. His friend had 2 Ferraris. $1 million. His friend has $2 million. This guy was a little confused. So he asked God, God, how come what I get, my friend gets twice? We prayed to you for equal number of years. So how come this change? God said, look, I'm not doing any injustice. This is what your friend asked. He said, what my friend asked? God said, your friend asked me to give him 2 times more than what you ask. And then this friend started thinking, say, that's not good. I don't like it. So then he made up his mind and said, God, break my 1 leg. His friend, 2 legs were broken. God, break my 1 arm. His friend had both arms broken. And the story continued. This is a story of desires and ego, where there is hatred and jealousy, where there is competition. I want more. Look around in the world. Everyone wants to become rich, but where the money will come? The money will come from someone's pocket. When I am saying I want more money, I am saying that I want money from your pocket. Doesn't matter if you are poor If I take away everything that you have, doesn't matter. I want to have more. Look at the cultures. Look at the countries. Look at the capitalism. This is all it is. Everyone, the race is just about having everything. I want to be the most powerful, most rich company. Look at these big companies. Look at their expansion plans. Look at their ideology. It's all based on power and desires. And where is stress? Honestly, where does stress exist? The stress exists in the same place where there is competition. Stress exists in the same place where there is power hunger. Stress exists in the same place where there is desires. So this is the material side. Now the second part of this story is the spiritual side, that is yoga side. In this second part, there was a yogi. And that yogi prayed to God. The God became very happy with him and came down from wherever he was, maybe heaven or maybe cosmic dimension, came down and said to this yogi, "Oh my dear child, I am so happy to see you. Open your eyes and ask what you want." The yogi opened his eyes and he felt that contentment in the heart. He was so happy to realize the divine dimension. And God said, "Ask what you want." Yogi smiled and said, "Oh my dear God, I did not do these austerities and do these practices to get something. What I wanted is just to know. What I wanted is just to experience. What I wanted is just to fill my heart with this divine experience. And I have it. So I don't want anything." God thought for a while and he said, "That's very nice. I appreciate it. But look, I said ask something. So it's God's word. So you have to take something." The yogi smiled and said, "You've given me so much. I don't want anything. It's all you coming here and blessing that came to my heart is enough. I don't want anything." God said, "No, it's not possible. I have said it. So God's word has to be respected. You have to take something." Yogi smiled again and said, "No. Whatever you have done, that's enough. And thank you very much." Yogi turned around, started walking. God was surprised. He said, he said to himself, "I have offered everything to him. And he's not even taking anything. Wow, what a man. But now I have to give something. But I can't disrespect his word either. What to do? I want to respect his word. I want to keep my word. What to do. And then God had an idea. He said, "Oh wow." The yogi was walking and God saw his shadow. So God said, "Okay, let me bless his shadow. I keep my word and I keep his word because I haven't blessed him. I have blessed his shadow." Interesting thing is, wherever the yogi went, the shadow followed him. And the shadow was blessed. So wherever yogi went, the shadow fell there. Wherever it fell, beautiful things happened. The shadow fell on a dead tree. The tree came to life. A yogi didn't know that his shadow is blessed. But when he saw that tree coming to life, he was so happy. He said, "Oh, it's divine blessings of the God." Walked. His shadow fell on a sick man. The man was healed completely and he was back to normal. The man said, "Oh, you're so good. You have divine blessings of God." Yogi said, "Yes. God is divine. He has energy. This divine creation is by him and it has the healing power." Wherever the yogi went, all positive things happened. People had their positive experience. They changed their life for good. Positive transformations happened. Yogi did not think that any of this is because of him. He attributed all of that to the divine. And this is the way of Karma Yoga. This is the way of non-attachment with the ego and desires. And this is what transforms the world. This is what makes us happy. This is what Buddha did. He went everywhere and he spread the message of positive way of life. He made everyone improve the quality of life. He made everyone realize the full potential of their life. So, material life and spiritual life. Yoga is talking about the balance of these two. You can't entirely reject material life, but you can't entirely ignore spiritual life as well. Material life and spiritual life, a good balance can only bring happiness to us. I hope you understood the message of yoga and you like these stories. Thank you. Hari Om.